This conference will now be recorded.
హ్మ్. అక్కడే నా ఫోన్ ఉంచాను కన్నా. అవును.
Hey, hi everyone. Good morning, all. Hey, hi everyone. Good morning, all. Welcome to Career IT. Okay, I'm the trainer for Devops in Azure. Fine. So before I proceed, I would like to have a little bit of introduction from you guys. If anyone is comfortable, like just your name, where are you working? Are you a student? So are you looking for a career change? Okay, anything is fine, right? Anyone would like to go? would be great, right? Let's keep it more interactive for next 1.5 hour of session.
Yeah, hi, this is Santosh.
Hi,
I
Santosh.
have 10 years of experience in data analysis and the business analyst role.
Okay.
So I'm currently working and based out in Hyderabad. And I'm looking for a career change into Azure Devops area.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi trainer, good morning. This is Manasa Anshakti. I have 6 years career gap. So I'm now presently I'm looking for Azure DevOps position. So that's
Oh,
what I attended this demo.
okay, great. Thank you. Anyone else would like to go?
Yeah, hi trainer.
Hi. Hello, this is Satya. I have 15 years of experience on full Java development. Uh, I am working as a technical manager in Capgemini. So I just took it for this is for just knowledge gradation. I'm from
Okay,
Bangalore.
okay, great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, hi
Hi.
Harish here.
This is
Yeah, so I'm working on IT field from last 8 years. So I'm working in Cognizant Hyderabad. So as of now, I have worked on some Jira and Confluence tools, and before that, I worked on some BI tools. Now I would like to change my career to Azure DevOps, so that's why I have joined.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Funny. I'm a QA automation lead. I'm looking for a DevOps role, so I choose this option for.
Okay, okay. That's great, right? Thank you. Anyone else would like to go?
Hi, myself Praveen. I'm a C++ developer working in a pod-based company. So
Okay,
I want to change my career in cloud. That's why
okay.
I choose Azure DevOps.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you. Anyone else would like to go? Okay, fine. So no worries. Okay. So fine. Coming to myself, my name is Sagar. Okay, I am the trainer for this DevOps and Azure. I'll be training you completely end to end this Azure and DevOps course completely. I'll be guiding you through the interview guidance, your doubts, your technical rounds discussion, your self introduction round discussion, your scenario based questions, your grooming, etc. things. I'll be covering that part, as well as we'll be giving you recordings, your notes, and what are the documents I prepare, what are the projects we do, everything we share it with you. Fine. Coming to my experience, I have total 12 years of experience in this industry. I started my career somewhere 2011, starting with Wipro. Then I moved to TCS. Then I moved to a company called Altimetric. Then I moved to a company called Mastercard. Currently, I'm working for a company called Mastercard. So I'm a full-time worker. So in the morning times, I take these batches around. My batches start from 6 to 8. After that, I join my office, and I'll be available for you whenever you have a doubts. You can reach to the institutes. They will give you a link where I'll be connecting with you for any doubts. Okay, don't feel that we're just available for limited time. No, you can drop us an email, you can leave us a message. Definitely we'll reach back to you for clarifying any of your doubts. Now, before we
Yeah,
start.
sorry to interrupt you. This is Satya. Uh, I'm not sure whether other people are listening properly or not. I am not getting proper audio. Is it my side? The problem is my side, or others also having the same problem?
No,
One
I
is
don't
getting,
have any audio
Your
problems.
voice is breaking.
You're fine.
because I'm sitting in
Okay.
200 Mbps speed, I'm sitting on tornado my piece.
Okay, okay.
Please,
Let me
maybe
correct it
you can just
from my side.
rejoin once. Okay, fine. So before we jump more into it, let's have little bit of things which will clear us, which will provide little bit of clarity on are we on the right path, are we going in the right direction. Okay, so very prerequisite, okay, for your DevOps in Azure. Very first, guys, most of you might be working in IT. Most of you might be in corporate culture. Okay, so very first, time and patience is important, guys, because this DevOps or any digital course, or you might be already a developer or anything, right? This is IT, because maybe somewhere you start little bit slow, but as soon as the time passes, you will have a fruitful result going forward. Okay, because time and patience plays a very important role. Okay, you should have patience. Okay, maybe initially, because something you learn something new, it takes time to digest. It takes time to digest for yourself. It takes time to implement. It takes time to get into that field. Okay, so very first, have time and patience. Okay, that is where you get a good salary. Okay, maybe initially you may starting with some amount of package, but once you gain like 1.5 year experience, and when you jump a next company, there you see the fruitful result. Because we have seen a lot of people who are around like 8 to 10 or 12 years of experience, who have worked completely non IT, completely different field. They started with this DevOps and they moved into a company with a good role, with a good package. Okay, and there are people who also who are also working in different countries. They join us, right? They also have seen this growth. Okay, because there is a demand for this DevOps and Azure. Okay, it's not only DevOps for Azure, like DevOps is a main part here. Okay, this Azure and everything are cloud, right? So that goes along with it. But main part, the weightage of here is with the DevOps. Now, second is basics of Linux. Like when you started your childhood, you might have seen you'll be learning a Windows operating system anywhere, because that is what we buy. Any school, any college will have your Windows. So we are more habituated to use that Windows. We know how to use the MS Office, how to install a software, how to play a music. Okay, all that things, etc., we can do it. Now it's time to work on the Linux administration. That means a Linux OS, where your real-time applications are hosted. So this, it's not only a basics, will we give you an advanced level of Linux administration, where it will drive to more than 1.5 hour of time to learn this one. It's not just 1 day 2 day you learn basic commands and you live. No, we have we have kept a course where you should build your Linux skills very strong. Okay, wherever you want to implement your DevOps and Azure, so that Linux plays an important role, because that is a pillar of your DevOps in Azure. That pillar has to be built strong. That is the reason, even if someone doesn't know, someone knows, we have kept it. That is mandatory to start this course. Okay, then anyone who is passionate to kickstart their career as DevOps can start. There is no hard prerequisite that you should have this knowledge, you should have some other knowledge to start this. No, it's all from the very scratch we are starting it. Then programming knowledge is not mandatory for DevOps. Who already have a knowledge, it's well and good, you can go with. Okay, as a developer with DevOps you can go it, or someone who doesn't have can go as a DevOps. There's no mandatory thing here, because people will be worried who is not from programming background, how I'll do the coding. No need to coding, we have come purely learning the tools. There is no coding here. Okay, we're not going to touch any programming. Then graduates, undergraduates, backend developers, someone is from different background can attend it. That's why I told you there is no hard prerequisite. There is no criteria that you should not be from different background. So we have seen people from MBA background, people already have worked in Google Maps, people already done their uh, someone has done already Java, who is working on Java field for 8 years, 10 years, now they want to shift it. So multiple background peoples we have seen where they started working on it. Fine. Now DevOps with Azure. This is the complete course outline. This is how we started. introduction to the DevOps world. First understand what is DevOps, where it is used, how it is used, okay, what is the process of that DevOps, and then we start your Linux administration, because the module 1 is very important when you join, when you go for the interview, guys. Okay, here the goal of this course is not just teaching you the course. The goal of this course is also speaking in terms of interview, where it will help you in the interview, because your goal is to crack the interview. The destination you have to reach. You started your journey with DevOps and Azure, but the destination is cracking the interview, because that is our end goal. Okay, so learn in terms of interview as well. We will be giving you the notes where you have lot of theory plus practical both. Don't concentrate on practical as well, because you have to speak in the interview. You should have a lot of content to speak. That content I will be delivering you. So put effort in both. And then Linux administration, DevOps tools will be learning, then Azure Cloud Engineering, and finally the most important is interview guidance. Now, how do you make sure if you're moving to completely DevOps and Azure, or you want to add a part of DevOps and Azure in your resume? How do you put that one? And most important thing is, if you think interview is just about technical, then you're wrong. Interview is 50-50. 50% is technical, though you will be learning 100% of technical here, but 50% when you go for the interview, 50% is your interview, 50% is your interview skills. People will not be checking just technical skills. People will be checking your mindset, your maturity, the way you speak, okay, the way you understand, the way you grab the scenarios, okay, that is also important. The way your communication skills differ, okay. It's not that you require a hi-fi communication skills. It's all about the front person whom with you're speaking should understand what you're speaking, okay. That is what the main thing, because people are from different places, different regions, okay. Now moving on, these are the 15 plus tools, okay. In this again there are sub tools. Some places will be heading these tools which as per the market standards. Then I'll be doing multiple projects in between. It's not that project is done at the end. We'll be covering these projects in between. As soon as the 5 tools complete of DevOps, we'll start your projects and keep adding one tool. That is how the project grows. Okay, so I'll be putting effort in creating this project, because after every tool there should be a knowledge check. There should be a knowledge check. There should be an implementation, how it is done in real time. We should see that in how different way we can draw an architect diagram, because architecting is also one of the way of learning, okay, one of the way of learning and implementing your knowledge. So we should do architecting. That means we'll be drawing some architectures here, okay, to make you understand how the flow looks in the real time, how your industry works with the real time. So all the 6 different projects with all these different combination of tools will be working here, okay, to enhance your knowledge. Fine. Now let's move on to your basics. Fine. So I'll take just 10-15 minutes, then I'll open up for questions, okay, and then we'll move for the actual technical diagram. Understand how your day starts in a company, how your day ends, what is your work, okay, which all tools you're going to cover, what is the purpose of that tool. We'll be speaking about that. Now, who is DevOps and who is Ops? Okay, why this DevOps came into market? Why this DevOps came into market? What is the reason for going with this DevOps? Who brought this DevOps? Why is this DevOps came into market? Now, if you know, this DevOps came in 1915, 1915. If you know the company called Toyota Production System, if you're the famous cars are there, right? Toyota Innova, Toyota Fortuner, okay, where this politicians uses. So that company bought this DevOps process. First it came as a process, okay. Why it came as a process? Before I go, what is DevOps? Why DevOps came into market? Reason is, okay, reason is problem was with the car manufacturing, okay. And just to clarify, we are not going to touch ppts. This is just for demo purpose. Before, okay, this is just for a purpose of your demo because I have a short time. I can't help it. But rest of the time we'll be using your whiteboards. Everywhere we touch your whiteboards. Okay. We draw architecture diagrams for you. Okay, whatever the real-time industries are using, okay, wherever the companies implement, the same knowledge will be sharing you everywhere. If you see, these are all the architectures of your Azure. Okay, likewise every tool has their own architectures, like what is a problem statement, what was the problem. Okay, with two different companies we take an example, and then we put that in a diagrammatic manner how into real time it is working, how your network works in the real time. We explain this architecture. Based on this, I'll be writing your steps. Based on this architecture, we'll be implementing your steps, how it works, how in the real time website works, what happens when the people hit your website. Okay, all these things in the real time we put implement. Okay, and everything is captured in the form of notes. If you see here, everything I capture in the notes. It's anything, everything. If you see, we track your complete notes. Okay, track your complete notes. Everything is written here. Why, what is the purpose of that? Okay, what definitions, everything I type in the class in front of you, and then we deliver. Because reason is that technical we are learning, we'll be implementing everything. That means in a class, if it is 1 hour, half an hour is my theoretical, I'll explain completely picture, half an hour execute and show you. But main reason is concentrate initially more on the content. Okay, practical I'll be doing 100% practical, I'll show you. But reason is that you should guys should able to speak. Maybe you might be a good speaker, but you should have a content to speak. That is more important. So everywhere, wherever applicable, I am putting all the notes so that you can speak more on the content when you go for interview. It's anything, it's not only any tool you take. Any tool you take, I'll be giving what is the tool name, why that tool name, what was the history of that tool name, how the architecture works, all that things we implement. So every tool has a notes. It's not that one or two tools. Every tools, 15 plus tools what you're going to touch here, we'll be giving you notes, we'll be providing you the architectures. It's every architecture is open here. Okay, every architecture we open here, because main goal is when you go inside a company, you should have already have a knowledge of all these things. Because today's companies are expecting that people should have all this knowledge of how you already implement, all how you already touched this things where already people have knowledge. Because today you see everything is available in internet. Previously before 2015, what happened? People used to train you etiquette skills, communication skills. Now nothing is there. You come, they'll give you a little bit of KT and start your work. Okay, so this is how you start, how you end your work in a company. Every place we are putting the effort. Okay, so it's your time to grab these things. Okay, we'll be giving our time, we'll be putting effort. Now it's time for you to take it. Okay, it's a course syllabus, everything you can track it. You can keep track each and everything. If you see, your Linux itself takes more than 1.5 week. Nowhere people will teach you basic commands and move in. Because this is the strong pillar, guys. Put effort here. If you put effort here, everything is easy, I guarantee you. If you learn Linux properly, all these things will go in a flow. It just looks little bit very deep, but very easy to learn if your Linux skills are good. Okay, if your Linux skills are good, every page will be putting effort. Your notes, your diagrams, your scenario, whatever I put here, everything I bundle that, I hand over to the institute, you'll get it. So the zip files, I bundle it everywhere and I hand over to you so that you get this content back. Okay, so that you can implement it. You can implement this things. Okay, so put effort in learning everything. Wherever your doubts, your resume preparations, everywhere I conduct 1 month to 2 sessions in between, so that in between only you can start your building your resumes. Okay, because start, there's nothing wrong in giving one interview. It's all trial and error. Give an interview, every interview give you one experience. I guarantee you that every interview will give you one experience where you'll understand that how much you have to improve. It's not that just learning the course will give you, no. In between the course only, once 5 to 6 tools are completed, put that tools in the resume. Go ahead, upload your resume and start giving the interviews. There's nothing wrong in giving interviews. You'll understand that what how much effort more I have to put to reach this goal. That is how it starts. It's not that you completely learn course for 2.5 months, then you wait for 3 months, then you give. No, don't wait for it. In middle of the course started, there is where you get doubts, come back to me of the interview doubts. There will have discussions on that. We can keep one separate class for having discussions on completely this interviews, because this is our goal. Our goal is interview. Technical will teach you, don't worry about that. We will teach you the technical part. Okay, now let's move on. Now, why this DevOps came? Why this DevOps came into market? Previously, what happened? There was something called build and release technology. Build and release. Okay, something called build and release technology before DevOps. Because remember, any software, any tool, any technology coming in the market, that means there is a drawback in that technology. If there is a drawback, only then definitely a new technology will come in the background. Okay, if there is some problem in the older technology, new technology come in the market. Same way, this DevOps has a old technology called build and release. We were called as build and release engineers. DevOps engineer were called as build and release engineers. So here, take an example. Imagine this developers are your mechanical engineers. Developer are mechanical engineers who is building all the spare part of the car, spare parts of the car, because this process started with Toyota production system initially. So all the spare parts are built, and this spare parts, one, the developers build the spare part. These spare parts are documented properly and given to the operation guys. Okay, like your release engineers called it DevOps engineers. And what these people will do, they will fix all this, they will fix all the spare part and create a, finally build up that car, because this person has created all the spare parts. He's joining all that spare parts, creating a car is okay. Finally the car has been started. Now they're selling it to the customer. Now problem what is here, someone else built the spare parts, someone is reading the document and building this completely car, that means completely fixing that car and making it ready. But this person doesn't have entire knowledge of how that one part works and how that everything, because it's a document knowledge, real knowledge he doesn't have. Okay, whatever as per documentation was written, that he did it. Now the customer is buying that car. Customer took that car, he went to 100 kilometers. After 100 kilometers, car stopped it. Now what will happen? Customer will give you bad feedback to a company saying that I brought a car which is in lakhs of amount and the car has been stopped. Because any product today, you see, feedback matters a lot, because you also depend on the quality. When you go for a shop, you first think, is it a quality product? Should I buy it? And then you go for it, right? Same way here also, this build and release technology failed because developer and operation never work together. This, though the operation doesn't need to work on the coding part or building this spare parts, anything. Okay, take an example of a website. In terms of website, if developer is building all these websites content, we are maintaining that website. As an operation guys, we are maintaining the website, though we don't know to write the code, but at least work with him, understand that how the website works. Okay, what kind of issues are going to come, etc, things we should come. Because if these people, developer and operation, would have worked together, that car would have not stopped. There should be a good testing. Today's world, you see how the cars are tested. They do a crash test. They do a crash test. They take your car all over the world. You see the difference in the car. How much improvement is there? They're like ADAS models. Okay, ADAS technology is there. Okay, multiple things are there in the car. You see the sunroof. You see the AC. You see the power windows. You see a lot of things like parking sensors, cameras, 360-degree cameras. So if you see today's car and their car, there's a lot of change. So customer expects improvement, customer expects your quality, all these things are important. So there is where the build and release technology failed, because there was no proper development and operation working together to build a quality product. So they wanted something called this developer and operation work together. So they brought this developer and operation. They took this dev and they took ops. They took ops and dev and they brought a keyword called DevOps practice. They brought a keyword called DevOps practice, where they wanted people to, okay, bring all it together. They wanted all these DevOps to work together, okay, so that the end users get a quality product. They wanted to bring all together. That's why they brought a keyword called DevOps. Okay, developer and operations. So they wanted to bring these people to build a quality product. There is where the definition came. DevOps is a process. Initially, DevOps came as a process, a practice, a culture. Okay, where operation and developer work together to build a quality product, right from the design through the production. Simple. DevOps is a process where operation people like a DevOps engineers and developers like a Java developers, C++ developers, or any developers, they will work together to build a quality product right from the designing the product till it goes live in the market. Okay. Now to build this DevOps, to build this process of DevOps, they want a life cycle. What is life cycle? What do you mean by life cycle? Life cycle is this. That means a proper planning. Okay, proper coding, proper integration, proper monitoring, proper deployment, proper feedback, proper improvement, proper monitoring. Okay, so all these things comes the, because it's a process. You have to do a proper planning to build a website, proper planning to build your car, build and code. Proper code has to be written, proper integration you have to do, proper testing you have to do before the product goes live in the market. Okay, you have to test this deployment, you have to put this website in real world. That means you should go live in the Google. Then feedback, you should grab a feedback from the customer. Then improvement, today you see a lot of improvement. See your older TVs and today's TVs, how much difference. Older TVs, we have box TVs, now we have flat TVs. See the older phones, the Nokia phones, older Nokia phones and today's phones, you see a lot of difference. You see the cars, a lot of difference. Everywhere there's a improvement. And monitoring, every place things are monitored. Okay, you get a weekly upgrade, you get your quarterly upgrade or monthly upgrade of your phones. Okay, you get your software upgrades. Every place people are monitoring your devices to give you proper upgrades and etc things, right? So all these are used, all these are used. Okay, in simple terms, if you speak about monitoring, if you take a patient, right, a patient after operation is kept in observation for 24 hours or 44 hours. That is it. Monitoring, you have monitoring devices there, right? All the monitoring device will devise monitor your health check. Same way this monitoring devices will help you. So there are multiple things where this DevOps helps you in your building your product. Any product today, any software product, it's a website, it's a software, or any product, we have DevOps process. Every company is using DevOps. Every company is using a DevOps to build this process. And behind this process you have a technology. To implement this DevOps process, you have your DevOps technology where your tools lies, where your tools of your DevOps tools lies there. Okay, there is where your DevOps comes into picture. Now, DevOps engineer is an IT professional who works with software developers, system operator, and other production IT staff. That means you'll be working with everyone because you are the main part. Don't think this DevOps. Why these people kept this keyword like dev is one, op is one? What is the reason for going with this? Like people is to say, right, developer is evergreen. Always the Java developer or your C language or any, because colleges teach you that. Any college you go, they'll teach you first this, all this piece of code only. They'll be teaching you all this piece of code like Java. They'll be teaching you your C database, but no one will teach you DevOps. But now the trend has changed, guys. Initially, what happens when you build a website, the developers work is at peak. Okay, whenever a website starts, the developers has lot of weightage. But once the website is built completely, till the life of the website, this operation guy is there. Till the life of the website, operation guy is there. Take an example of simple Amazon. You see Amazon, lot of change in Amazon. Daily you see lot of change in Amazon. It is the same page you see, because when Amazon was built, lot of changes came in website where developers were building it. But daily if you open this page, hardly you make a see a change. But now the other part of DevOps, where operation guy is sitting, your work is to maintain this website till the website dies. Is the Amazon going to shut down? Highly impossible. Flipkart going to shut down? Highly impossible. Likewise, how many websites are there in the world? You can't even imagine. So you can't even imagine how many websites are there in the world. Okay, so until your website is alive, DevOps engineer jobs are alive, because DevOps tools knowledge is required to maintain this website. People don't maintain this website manually. DevOps tools maintain this website. You launch, you launch, you upgrade a website. Okay, you make a change in your website, everything with your DevOps tools. Okay, only developer will be doing the coding part. That's it. To create this website, will be doing. But after the website is created, all the maintenance is done by DevOps tools. That's the reason every website requires DevOps tools. Every website requires your DevOps tools. Every website requires your DevOps tools. Every website requires DevOps tools. And then second things, DevOps should have a hard and soft skills. Little bit of hard and soft skills you require it to work in any company. Okay, little bit of communication skills, little bit of your technical skills. Then DevOps engineer works with development team to tackle the code. That means we support developers when they're building the code with DevOps tools. And second thing, scripting. Scripting is not your coding, it is simple terms. Like if you're running 10 commands, put that commands in one script, put that commands in a file and then run it. That is a script. Okay, don't think it's a high level of coding or no, it's a proper syntactical usage of your Linux. Whatever you're learning in Linux command, same thing with few syntaxes you'll be learning it. Okay, now let's come to the most important thing. Okay, and then I'll open for question and answers. Now, early in the morning you wake up, guys, right? Early in the morning you wake up. What do? You open your WhatsApp, you open your Facebook, you see your Twitter, you see a Snapchat, right? Now imagine that you open Instagram, right? Where do you think so many reels are stored? You'll be scrolling that reels, right? Hours and hours. Where are the reels stored? It's in your cloud. Search in the cloud. It's stored in the cloud. It's not stored in your phone. Your YouTube. So many videos are there. Okay, you're not even born since that videos are there. Where it is stored? It's in cloud. Then your Amazon Prime, Amazon Disney Hotstar, how it is. And how do you think all these websites are 24 by 7 up? Because of your DevOps, because of your DevOps tools. DevOps tools make sure these websites are 24 by 7. How I am saying that? Just go and search. You do a research, right? Before you join a college, you do a research, right? Same way, do a research. Companies using your Azure, which all companies are using. See, multiple companies are there, multiple companies. Go and search and put effort in which all companies are using Azure. Search. Okay, these many companies are using your active Microsoft accounts. So go and search everywhere, because end of the course is what you have to understand which companies use my course, that it will give me a job. Okay, so explore this one. This is what you have to explore: which company are using Azure, which companies are using my DevOps tools. Okay, how much is the salary, average salary I'm getting here. Okay, check that average salary, how much a DevOps engineer gets the salary. Okay, where all openings of DevOps engineer openings are there. Go and search. See, one day ago virtue size opening, 7 days ago some companies opening. Okay, one day ago Tata consultancy. So multiple jobs are there. Also search company using your DevOps tools. Which companies are using your DevOps tools? So multiple companies are using. Okay, so this is what you have to explore before joining any course, any technology, any course. Explore first how many companies are using this one, where I'll get my job. Okay, all these things are important to see. All these things are important to check. Okay, because this is where you understand how much DevOps is used. First, see that how many companies are using this DevOps in Azure, so that I'll get a good job. Okay, so I'm speaking about industries. I'm not talking about companies. I'll not talk about companies. I'm talking about industries. In industry, software industry. Inside the software industry, there are n number of software companies. N number of software companies. You can't even count. That many software companies are there. So imagine your jobs are there in software companies. Automobile is what? Your cars, your bike showrooms. Okay, your commercial vehicles. Everything has a website. You see your today Benz, it has a website. Skoda, it has a website. Maruti Suzuki, it has a website. That means every company requires a website. They have to come to DevOps. Every company has to store their customer data. They have to come to cloud. Insurance, you just type in Google how many insurance companies will come. Every insurance company has a website. That means behind every insurance company a DevOps engineer is required. Okay, behind every insurance company you have to keep your data secure. Then financial institutes, your banking. Okay, your financial institutes like a loan department, a credit card department, on these people. Okay, say using this website, because today you don't go to any person get your personal loan, anything. Everything you can do it online. You submit your documents, you get it. Banking, internet banking is online. You have a website. For every bank has a website where you can perform your internet banking. Social media, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, etc. things. Multiple gains it is. So imagine how many people are using this one. How many people are using social media? Educated, uneducated, even the kids who are like 3 years, 4 years, they create Instagram reels. Okay, they put their photos. Okay, because people are earning from there, people are making money from there. Okay, people are making business. Okay, 3 years child who doesn't eat food, we show them YouTube. Okay, Coco Melon, all these things. Because it's why I am making you understand, because your technology is used by the population. First thing, understand that. Because check the stability of your technology. Don't worry what is there in the technology, I'll tell you. That is secondary. First, research, am I going in the right direction? Is my journey correct or not? Am I putting a step in the right journey? Because when you start a journey, you should not stop anywhere, guys. Reach the destination, crack a job, move on from there. Okay, health services, every place, every hospital has a website. Okay, you get your health reports, you can book an appointment, everything is there. Okay, electrical products you get online today, education is online. That is what we're doing today, right? We're using an app, goto.com. Okay, your zoom.com, everything is online. E-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, Mintra, likewise we don't know how many e-commerce are there. Okay, every person who start the business has e-commerce. So imagine that how many websites are in the world. So how many jobs will open, and this is associated with population. Every population will make use of these things. All these websites are used by a population. That, imagine that, is the population going to come down? Population is never going to decrease. Population is increasing year by year, and as the population increases, the number of people will more using these websites, and this website has, it requires a people to maintain that. People will be a DevOps people who has a knowledge of DevOps tools and Azure. So you have two parts now. Either you can go as a DevOps or your Azure, or you can go DevOps with Azure both. So this course has a flexibility to choose your career in different directions. Wherever you get chance, you can step into it. That's benefit you have this course. Okay. Now, any clarity, guys? Any doubts? Any questions? Any clarity? Anything you have? Any questions? Just I'll open for 5 minutes. Question and answers. Okay. Related to the content of DevOps, you can ask. Any questions? At least 1% you got now. Where DevOps is used in real time? It is used every place. It is used in every product, every software, every place, and it is used by your real time. That means every person is utilizing your DevOps and cloud, because every person is using the websites. Wherever there are websites, there is your DevOps, and there are your DevOps tools, and then it's not a website, multiple places your DevOps process is implemented. Okay, people are using this DevOps technology. Okay, any questions? Any questions? At least 1% you got now. Where is DevOps used in the real time? Every place it is used, every website is used behind it. That means, what is your responsibility now? Your responsibility is maintaining this website. Maintaining this website. That means DevOps engineer is a full-time employee, no contract jobs. They are responsible for production and ongoing maintenance of software application. You're maintaining the website. Okay, you're maintaining the websites. We maintain the websites. We don't write the content of the website. We take the build website which is built by a developer, and that website we put in our DevOps tools and make sure it is running 24 by 7. Okay, that is where our DevOps tools will help us. That is where our DevOps tools will help us. Fine.
Yes,
Any?
Sagar,
Yes.
is this rotational shift timings
No,
for this
no,
job?
no, no.
No? Okay.
That's why I told you, right? DevOps, how much people say, right? Development is evergreen. Any college will teach you.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
operations is evergreen now.
Sagar, you
And
are
you don't
telling
have
that is
24
the
options.
development, but we are not having any coding knowledge.
No required, not required. We don't touch coding. That's why this is two. The keyword is two keywords. Dev stand for developer optional. We are operation guys. We are not development guys. We are operation guys.
Oh,
And
okay.
we
Okay.
don't touch any coding. We don't have 24 by 7 jobs. It's a pure day shift job.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
how much importance a developer has, more than that importance you have in the market today. Because that's why I told you,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you build
Mm-hmm.
a website, there's a peak requirement of developer. But once the website is built, until the website dies, you are available here. Your weightage
So,
is more than the developer.
Yeah, one more doubt. If we learn Azure DevOps, is there any such type of categories like DevOps jobs and Azure DevOps jobs like that, or we can directly step into that Azure DevOps?
See, there are two things: Dev,
Yeah.
DevOps, and Azure. DevOps is separate, Azure is separate. Okay,
Okay.
Azure is your infrastructure. That means a cloud. It's a cloud
Oh,
knowledge. Azure is an
okay.
infrastructure. It's a cloud knowledge. DevOps is your tools for
Mhm.
building the product and making that product live in the market. So you
Mhm.
have two options. Either you go with DevOps purely, or you go with purely Azure, or you
Okay.
combine both and go with DevOps Azure. So you have a different
Okay.
paths, whichever you can select. That is the flexibility which this course gives. Okay, and again, it depends
Mhm.
upon the company requirements. Some company says, I want knowledge of 5 DevOps tools and little bit knowledge of Azure. So you can go with that.
Mhm.
Some company says, no,
Okay.
you should have only Azure knowledge, okay, where you work on complete infrastructure, then you go with Azure. So it depends upon
Oh,
the requirement which companies gives. So that is
okay.
where
If we learn, so you
use
people are going to cover all these things, right?
all these things I'm going to cover.
Yeah.
Whatever
Based
it
on
is
the
kept in,
requirement, we can mold ourselves.
yeah, whatever is there in the
Yeah. Got
syllabus
it.
we share, that is covered.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
why
So,
we kept this straight. This course will go for 2.5 months. It is not that just 45 days of course. I don't agree with that. 45 days is not enough. Okay. Because
Okay.
see the content of the course, it is very, very huge. So it will take two and a
Mhm.
half months. It may extend to more 10 to 15 days here and there. We keep a buffer. So it may go for 3 months also, because we are giving you knowledge of 12 plus years of experience. It is not a
Uh-huh.
fresher teaching. What we're teaching you is not fresher. That's why I showed you, right? Every place I am drawing architecture diagrams. Every place I'm
Mhm.
putting architecture diagrams where you get knowledge of this. Okay. So every place, if you see the notes and etc. things, every place you get architecture diagrams. So
Okay.
every diagram will take your time. Everywhere we're giving you 12 plus experience knowledge. Even if you're fresher, you're from different background, doesn't matter. Yeah, we are giving you a good amount of knowledge where you can fit wherever the requirements come. You should able to fit there.
Okay, if we learn
Okay.
Azure, will it be similar with the AWS? Anyone we
Yes.
can learn, or
Yes.
like are we
Yes.
supposed to learn both of them?
See, simple, right? Operating system. First Windows came or first Linux came? First operating system came in the market, right? The knowledge of operating system came. Then on top of that only Windows and Linux built. Same way here also, the clouds, what you're going to learn, the logic is same. The way you're using is different. What are the purpose of the cloud is same. What is it's Azure or it's or your AWS or your GCP. These are different vendors, but what they're doing is the activity of all of them is same. So if you learn one, next year put effort in learning AWS. It is similar to learning your Azure.
So
So next year
same
once
tools
you
will be
learn,
used, right, for Azure and AWS?
same.
Okay.
DevOps is common for any cloud. DevOps is common. That's why I'm saying DevOps is common for any cloud. Only this cloud, what is that? AWS people are saying selling their product. Azure, Microsoft people are saying their product. It's just a business they're selling it. But the cloud is cloud. Cloud is not going to change anywhere. The logic of cloud, the way of using the cloud, the machines, etc. thing is not going to change. It's just they're selling their products in a different way of using. They're selling it. That's it. But the logic of them, when you learn them, it is similar. If you understand one, second is very easy to understand.
yeah,
Any more
hi.
doubts?
Yeah,
Yes.
do we learn any tools in this course as well?
Yes, all the tools only. These are all the tools only. That's why I'm saying no programming. I'm not going to touch any program. It's pure tools. Git is one tool. See, first you learn the Linux operating system, then you touch your DevOps tools like Git, Maven, JFrog, okay, your SonarCube. All these are tools. All these are tools which has your command line plus your graphical user interface. Okay, you're going to touch all these tools. All are tools only. DevOps technology completely works on tools only. In that tools there are some manual work, there is some little bit of automation. Both we are going to cover. Manual, how to do the manual work in a company, how to automate that work, both I'm going to tell you. So don't worry about these many tools. There are like some tools are very small, some tools are big, so it's a combination of that. So don't worry about that. I'll give you a good knowledge on that in some time. We'll start a diagram. Any more questions, please? Any more
Yeah.
doubts?
Do we need to like learn Python or any other
No,
language?
no. See,
Okay.
Python is, see, Java, your C, your Python, okay, your Go language. All these are like a backend kind of a thing. Okay, a website is a backend development where you use this backend. So this Python is mainly used for APIs. Okay, building the APIs, application management interface, where they're using this APIs, right? So programming APIs. So Python is not required for us. Okay, if you want to go as a DevOps with developer, then you learn DevOps with Java, DevOps with Python, DevOps with different languages. But if you're going purely as a DevOps engineer, you don't require it. So you have a lot of automation tools, like you have your Ansible is an automation tool. Okay, then you have your Terraform. We'll be learning Terraform, that is one automation tool. You have a shell scripting, that is one automation tool. Then in Jenkins you have Jenkins pipelines, there you have automation which you're going to learn. So we don't require that, because why Python, why do you use Python? Python is for automation. So that is for development automation, right? We don't require it because already we have n number of tools where we can automate all these things. Again, we don't require it. Any more questions? Any more doubts? More 2 minutes.
So we will be responsible for a deployment in production as well, right? As a DevOps.
Yes. See, non-production, production, building this complete DevOps tools. Like means working on this complete tools, like installing these tools, integrating these tools, maintaining their tools, upgrading these tools. Okay, deploying this application in the production environment, non-production environment. Okay, and testing environment. All this is done by us. Don't think that you'll be alone a DevOps engineer in a company. There'll be along with you 5 to 6. Every person is divided into your task. Okay. So there'll be multiple people who will be working with you on this space because website is huge. Okay. If you take Amazon, it's a huge website and you require multiple people to work on it. Okay. So likewise, what are the website, whether customer websites are there, your bank websites are there, or your client is different client. So depends upon that your work is assigned to you.
Is there any other timings for the class? Yeah, the evening or early morning?
So that will be informed by institutes. So mostly the timings will be Indian time IST mornings only. If you have any requirement for evenings, you can reach out to institute. They will let you know if any other batches are available.
Like
Fine.
you have
That
told
inf-
at 6 a.m. you have the
that
session
knowledge will be
starts.
given by institutes only, guys. No, no, that is
Okay.
what I'm saying. The course timing, the course fees, all that things will be discussed by your institute's HR. There'll be institute's HR. You can reach out to them, they'll give you information, anything related to this content you can ask. So that knowledge they'll give it to you, you can speak to them, they will give you the proper details on that. Fine. Now let's move on. I hope little spend some time here. Let's move on. So now I'll just move this slide and let's move on to the main part of it. Okay. So now, so DevOps engineer should have a strong skills on CI/CD. That means continuous integration, continuous deployment. So what are tools you see that are called your CI/CD tools? Okay. Some integration tools like your build tools and some are your deployment tools. And then any one of the cloud like Azure, AWS, GCP, whichever you want to go, you can go it. And then able to perform your system troubleshooting. We'll be learning troubleshooting behind every tools. Behind every tools, I'll be giving you 10 steps to troubleshoot the system. Okay, what problem will occur in the system? How do you troubleshoot? How do you check the logs? How do you check the disk space in the machines, etc. Details will be putting effort because that is required. Then your cloud knowledge, okay, all the infrastructure knowledge is required, which we are going to touch here. Okay, and then automation also we are covering with your Terraform, your Ansible, your Jenkins files, your shell scripting. Okay, and most important thing, you should have a soft skills and You should be a quick learner when you're starting your stuff in a company. Fine. Now let's move on from here and come to the main part of this, where now you'll understand that end-to-end flow of this is the main part where people will be waiting for a diagram to understand how my work will start, how my work will end, how much weightage is there for your work. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's start from a scratch. Okay, it will not take much time. Let's start from a scratch. Let's understand this one. So let's assume there is a company called TCS. There's a company called TCS. We have a company called TCS. Okay, and you have n number of clients for it. So one of the client, let's assume Myntra is one client. Oh, you can take any other online. Myntra is what? Online shopping. Okay, it's one of the online shopping where you get all your dresses, your shoes, etc. things, right? So here this is a company. This is a service-based company, and this is one of the client. So now Myntra signs a contract with TCS saying that we require a website and infrastructure structure maintenance. Maintenance includes your development, etc. things, all these things. Fine. Now both have signed a contract. Now very first, who will get the details from this client? Before I go more deeper, now understand that who will get these details from the client, because you're a DevOps engineer, you're a technical person, developer is technical person. If you have a QA engineer, he's technical person, then who is left? So very first you have to understand the teams. Understand that with whom you're going to work in a company. What are the different teams you're going to work with the company? Okay, where who will ask you support, who will ask you the help for your DevOps tools. Now the very first is your product team. They sometimes people call it a business analyst or something, but here this product team are called your product managers. Okay, there are different product managers available. Okay, different product managers. Now this product managers, what they are responsible, for gathering all the requirements from client. Because if they don't gather the requirements, who will give you the work? Who will assign you the work? Someone should assign you the work, right? So they'll gather all the requirements. So requirements like your, for example, this is a website, right? So for the website, what do you require? Say ask what are the features of the website, what is the design you require. Okay, so what kind of infrastructure you require. Okay, infrastructure means your cloud support. Okay, what level of testing is required, what level of security is required. Okay, what level of development is required. Okay, what is the budget for this, what budget is your, what is the timeline for your. Okay, all these things they will gather it, because these people should gather, only then you'll get a work. Someone should start the business, right? So they will gather the business. Now second most important team comes here is your development team. Okay, because these are the people who will start. Here are your developers. Now what does developers will do? In this also developers, there are multiple, like your front end developers who will do the web page designing, like means web development. Initial starting page you see, right? This is the starting page. All this designing part they'll do it. Okay, then comes your backend developers. What are these backend developers? Who write the logics of the code, okay, to work. That means now what are the button you click here? That button should, for example, I'm making a payment, that payment should go to the payment gateway, right? So all that codes, backend logics, okay, are done by backend developers like your Java people, your .NET, okay, your .NET, your Python developers, or etc. people, right? All these people will be doing this. Then the last developer is your DB. This is also one knowledge required, where you write queries, okay, queries like your SQL or your PLSQL. These are developers work, okay. We're just understanding what these people will do now. Now the third one is your operational team. There is where you lie. There is where you lie. Here is where your DevOps engineers come into picture. DevOps engineers come into picture. Okay. So we are responsible for what? We are responsible. We are responsible for, very first is website maintenance. Second thing, okay, responsible for your DevOps and cloud operations. All the DevOps and cloud operations will be managed by us. Okay. Now, then the last team is your QA team. This is your quality assurance. They are responsible for testing the website or your product or your software. That means what these people will do, these people will be doing different level of testing. For example, functional testing, or your load testing, or your performance testing. So everything, what is functional, is there every button working or not, am I able to do the payment or not. They'll do the load testing with different frameworks. They have different frameworks to use. They'll be working with the different frameworks to check what if 100 people log in, what will happen to the website. Is the website becoming slow? Is the website becoming, okay, is there in a buffer time, is the page opening on time or not. All that things they'll verify. Is this website opening in Chrome properly? Is this website compatible with your browsers? All that things they'll verify. Okay, so these are the four different teams. Now product team is the one which will give you the work. They will gather all the requirement. They will assign the work to all these three people, because if they don't gather, who will give you the work? Okay. Second thing, developer is the person who has to build the website. Then only you'll go and deploy it. And once you deploy, QA team will go and test it. So all are dependent on each other. All these four teams are dependent on each other. Okay. All the four teams require each other to work on it. All the four teams require each other to work on it to build a quality product. To build a quality website or quality product, you require these teams to work together. Fine. Now let's come on. Okay. Now the work will be assigned by a product team. Okay. Work will be assigned by a product team. Now let's go on. Okay. Let's move from here. So before that, okay, before that, let's take one small thing here. Now you'll be working in your DevOps and Agile. DevOps has a process of working as well. Okay. Agile methodology or model. Okay. Agile methodology or model. Now you'll be working in this model where you'll have two things. Very first is your sprint planning meeting. Okay. I hope many of you might be doing this. Occurs every 2 weeks. Okay. Okay, once in every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, this is work. This is assigned every 2 weeks. Once in every 2 weeks, this is happens, and here is where your product team assigns assigns the work in the form of user stories. We call user stories here. User stories. Call user stories. Okay, okay. Via your ticketing tools. Any of the ticketing tools. Via ticketing tools, they assign this one. Okay, and here all your grooming. That means how you're working, how you're going to start your work, grooming, your issues, your blockers, etc. Things are decided here. And then you have a daily scrum call. You have a daily scrum meeting where here you this is within the team, within the teams, within the DevOps teams. Okay, if you have a different team, they'll work with different team. So here also what they'll do is within the team, here also they give you daily updates, daily updates. Okay, daily updates, your issues, your blockers, your discussion, etc. thing is done. And here every 2 weeks work is assigned. If you don't do the work, there's no kind of a target work. Here we're doing a quality work. We're not doing a target work that you have to finish the work and close. No, if you complete 10%, that is also success. Out of 100%, if you complete 10%, that is also success. Next 90%, next 2 weeks you can achieve it. But there's no restriction that you have to work in a target work. It is a purely day job, guys. No 24 by 7 shift, not kind of a thing. It is a pure DevOps job where you have a day shift where you work in daily work. Okay, and it's a team work. It's not an individual work that you have given something you have to complete. No, it's all team. That is where we have this daily call. Daily they'll have half an hour to 1 hour call to work, to discuss, to work as a team. That is where it is. This DevOps is coming to. This is the complete process which is implementing. Okay, in your all your industries. Fine. Now let's move on from here. Now we know that 4 different teams are there. Requirements are gathered. Work is assigned. Now who will start the work? Who is the person who is going to start the work? Who is the person who is going to start the work? So now here is where the first work will be starting by a developer. So developer will be sitting here. So developers are the one who will start your work. Okay, developers are the one who will start the work. Now developer has written all the code. We don't need to worry about the code. Let him write the code. We don't need to worry about it. Now developer has written the code. Now it's time where the developer will store the code. That is important. Where this developer will make sure he store the code, because developer has to start something. Then only I'll go and use my DevOps tools to launch the website. So now where he will store the code. So the very first tool which you're going to learn is GitHub. Okay, GitHub. Okay, very first you're going to learn is Git and GitHub. Git is a command line tool. GitHub is a GitHub is your graphical user interface tool. But why we require GitHub? Take a simple example. Take a very simple example. Let's assume that this is the folder where your company, you don't have Git. Let's assume that your company doesn't have a Git only. Company don't have a Git tool only. Okay. So now here what happens, see on this file, what details you're getting. Microsoft Word, author is Raj, size is 20 KB, date modifier is 16. You're getting on these details. Now imagine that this is one of the critical file where all the developers are modifying this code. Okay, all the developers are modifying this code. Now let's assume there are 10 developers who are working on this code. They're working on this file. 10 developers modified the file in a day. But can you see the 10 developers names? I can see only Raj name. Where are the 10 developers names who modified? So where are the people who modified this 10 This 10 people who modified this file, where are the developers name? There's no tracking in a Windows and Linux. There's no tracking in a traditional system in your Windows and Linux. Now, second problem, what did they modify? What did they modify inside that file? First problem is the names are not tracked. Okay, what time they modified is not tracked. Okay, second thing, what did they modify? That content is also not there. Even the Raj, what did he modify? The last file, what did Raj modify? That also we don't have. That means there's no tracking in terms of who modified, what time were modified, and what they modified. Did they add something? Did they delete something? Did they modify something? What did they do inside that file? Both we don't have the knowledge. So more, because take an example of real time now. Let's imagine that now we have iPhone 15 plus, right? iPhone 16 is planned, but someone, what they did, they delete. Okay, iPhone 16 was planned in next week, so some of the three critical developers started working on iPhone 16. They modified all the code of iPhone 15, and now they left the company very next day. They left the company very next day. Now what will happen? Will the iPhone 16 come into picture? Because they modified something. What they modified, no one knows. A new developer is coming, he don't even know what these people are doing. He don't even know what these people are doing. Okay, so that's a problem. Or take an example. Okay, let's suppose iPhone 16 is about to release. Okay, but someone deleted iPhone 15 plus code. Now how iPhone 16 will plus iPhone 16, how it will come? Because iPhone 16 is what? It's a enhancement, it's an improvement of iPhone 15 plus. Any product, right? If you want to bring from 15 to 16, if you want to go, you have to definitely have your older code. On top of that, you'll modify and then you'll take the new product. But now someone deleted it, but where is the tracking? There's no tracking here, right? Which is the problem. So this main important for a company plays an important is your code. So this GitHub is a source code management tool. It's a source code management tool. Okay, source code management tool where you do a proper tracking. Tracking plays an important role. Who modified, who, when, and what modified. Okay, what modified, what added, and what deleted in this. Everything is important. All these things plays an important role in this one. All these things plays an important role in these things. And second thing in this is your storage cost optimization. This is one more reason we are going with Git, because if you keep everything in Windows or Linux systems, it has a limitation. If you see here, Windows has a limitation of 500 GB to max 2 terabyte. Beyond that, if you keep putting duplicate files in that, what will happen? Drive will full. Again you have to migrate it, again you have to put all the things in place, right? All the things you have to put in place. So cost optimization, how do you reduce the cost? Because company is bothered about cost. Now developer wrote the code, code is stored here. Now your work starts from here. The very first, now how you build a software. Now how do you build a software? Simple, right? Now this website is not a files, it's a software. Someone has deployed a software, that is where the website got came out. Same way, right? In Windows you get .exe files. Okay, you get your if you want to install a VLC player, what you get? .exe file. You download that file, double click, it will install it. Or you get a zip file, when you download and install it. Same way here also, you should able to get a software. Then how you'll get this software? How you'll get this software? So there is where to build a software out of this code, you have something called a tool called, the very next tool you're going to learn is your very next tool which you're going to learn is your Maven. Now Maven, this is your build tool. It's called one of the build tool. Okay, most famous build tool which is used in the market. Okay, build tool. So this will do all your build and execution of the code. Okay, code for building the, or you say generating the artifact. Your artifact is called as a software. Okay, that means it will build if you're using a code in the Java, right? So it will build your, for example, Mintra. We are using Mintra, right? Mintra hyphen website dot jar or your war file. Okay, dot or your dot jar or dot war file, it will build it. This is what the software will build at the end. So it will do everything, all it will do. That means this Maven will do your compile the code, test the code, and package it. That means generate the code. Now, what if imagine there's no Maven? How it is to work? So previously in the traditional system, what happened? In the traditional system, in the traditional system, developer is to install your Java. Okay, install the Java in this machine, and they is to use the command like this Java C. Okay, once they install the Java, they use a command like Java C if they're building a feature called login.java. So this is called your compilation. Here if you see, this is C stands for Java C. Java C stands for a compiler. Okay, login.java is a Java file which developer has done. So compilation. But what is the use of compilation? This will generate your login.class file. What is this class file? Why do I require this class file? Simple, right? Now, who will do this execution? Hardware will do the execution. Simple, right? Simple terms. If I tell you, restore the pages, come to your Linux, come to your Linux. So all your PDFs which we share with you, so that you get some additional knowledge out of it. Now, to you next. Now here are we. Now, so basically, now what do you know? What do we know? We know only English language. We type all the English language, right? We know all the English language. We know all. We understand only English language. So here what happens? I require a shell which will interact with you. So any shell. So here shell is nothing but one interface where I'll be typing my commands. Same way here I'm using Java. Your developer will be using a Java, which is the interface. In any of the shell, he'll be typing a Java commands, which will do the compilation. So compilation will create a dot class file. Same way here, what happens? Whatever the English command you type, okay, whatever the English command you type, your Java compiler, what it will do, it will convert into a dot class file. Okay, now you're typing that Java command inside a shell, and this kernel, what it will do, it will convert your English text language into a machine language called ones and zero, because your hardware doesn't understand. As your hardware, simple, right? You know ls command, you know English command, you have given this to shell will forward the ls command to your kernel. Kernel will, what will do, kernel will convert that into your machine language, give it to the hardware will process it, give it back to the kernel will again convert it to human language and give it back to the shell will display on the screen. See, that is what your cmd prompt does, right? Now if you take a cmd prompt, what is cmd prompt doing? You know only English language. I told give me the IP address of my machine. Can you tell me the IP address? It is giving me IP address in the English format. But do you think computer knows English language? Computer understands only machine language. It doesn't understand your English language. Okay, that is where your this kernel and hardware will do the processing. Same here, what happens when developer writes a code, he will do the compilation where hardware will, he will generate this dot class, give it to the hardware will do the processing, and then, okay, because this dot class contains all your ones and zeros, binary language, ones and zeros binary language, and then he will start his execution. Okay, where he will use your Java and then login or login.java, right? So here it is called an interpretation. Okay, we don't need to worry about this, just understand. Okay, interpretation, this is your actual output which will throw you output. Okay, this is what a developer is to do. Previously this is how a developer is to work. Now imagine that how many files will be there for a website. If you take Amazon or Vitra, so many pages are there. How this developer will keep executing each and every file? How much time he will put effort in doing all these things? Okay, it's take a huge time. Again, he has to, one more thing he has to do is to generate the bundle, generate the bundle. That is where the software is delivered, right? Either in .exe or your .zip. Okay, I have to give .exe, .zip, or you have to give in the dot var or dot jar, somewhere you have to give it. You can't give the files. This is one more thing which you have to do it, right? And then, and most important thing, for example, download the dependencies. This is one challenge, because developer is not going to write the code from the scratch. He will be downloading. For example, for the login, he require one login security. So what he'll do, there is already login security.jar. Okay, security.jar is available. Okay, some piece of code he'll download from internet. Now imagine that, will he get the exact code? You may get, you may not get, or there's some dependency, he want to use some other dependencies. So exact version, exact way, he may not get it. So if you want to download it, he has to download manually. First thing, he has to write a code, compile the code, interpret it, generate the bundle. In case he has dependencies, he has to, before the running this code, he has to download all these things. Imagine how much time it takes. So there is where they brought a Maven tool which will do the build of the code for generating the artifacts in single shot with all this user friendly. These are the Maven commands. Okay, they are Maven commands are there. This Maven commands will do the compile test package, and it will download all dependencies automatically. Download all dependencies automatically. You don't need to put effort here in downloading it manually. Okay, automatically. Okay, it will download. That is where your Maven came into picture. That is where Maven came into picture, and is a most leading tool. Okay, where you get hundreds of dependencies. So now they wanted to reduce the burden of developer. There is where the Maven tool came, which has user friendly commands. Hardly 7 to 8 commands are there. That's it. It is a very small tool. You don't need to worry about spending a lot of time. Very small. You don't need to worry about this part. It is internally done by you. Just need to hit one command, it will do automatically all these things. You don't need to worry about it. So this is the second tool where we're going to build a war file or jar file. This is the software. Out of the code is written by developer. Now you have put your things here. Fine. Not only developer, your every code, what are the automation you do, what are the important files, everything is kept here. It's not only developer's code. Every important file is kept here, and we require a knowledge of it. And second is Maven. Now the software is built. Code is written, software is built. Now it's time to launch the application. I'm saying application, I'm not saying website. Still we are internal testing. We're still internal only. So now we are going to build your application. So there is one more tool called Tomcat. This is one of the tool for your web and application server. This is called your web application server. Okay, this is used to launch the application. So launch the application. Okay, launch the application. You just need to deploy means put. Simple terms, deploy means taking this software and putting in some location. That is called deploy. Don't take deploy as a big word. It's just placing a software in some location. Deploy means placing a software in some location. You're taking one file, putting in some location. You just need to put this one. Okay, mostly we use wars, we don't use jars. Okay, because jar is internally, war is for the website. Okay, war is for the website. War is for the website. Okay, now application. So what this will give, this will give you one URL, http colon double slash, okay, double slash some IP address. Okay, for example, take one IP and colon one port number slash your application. What are the application you will do, endpoint of that application. Now okay, now so now application is built. Now you will be giving this application which you have deployed into a QA team. Now QA team will do their work. They will start testing. They'll do everything. Now QA team is working on it. Give this application. Your application is launched. You give it. But beyond this, there are a lot of work apart from this. Now, do you think developer has written all the code from the scratch? He has not written all the code from the scratch. He's using some jars. He's using some piece of code from the internet where he gets error. He will be researching something. He'll be taking it. Now, who will tell that is your code secured? Is your code error free? Is your code virus free. Who will tell you that? Human minds cannot detect it. Human minds cannot catch small errors. It's very difficult. Some things will go beyond the mind. Now so much of code is writing. He may write duplicate code. He may write. He may put some lines of code where there is not required unnecessary statements, etc. Things, right? So there is where we have a tool called Sonar Cube. Sonar Cube is one of the tool. Okay, Sonar Cube is one of the tool which is your code quality tool. Okay, this one we call it as this checks is one of the code inspection tool or code quality tool. Okay, to detect the bugs and vulnerabilities. Bugs means errors, vulnerability means virus. Okay, now who will catch this virus? Because for example, I have directly launched my website Amazon, and there are a lot of background in the code, there are a lot of errors. What will I can hacker will not attack your website. He's worried to go inside your code, connect to your database, get the customer details, credit card details, all that thing. He's not worried about your website. He doesn't need to do anything. He want your customer details, customer website details. Hacker will do that things. How that hacker will reach? When your code is compromised. When a code is not written, code is compromised, there is a hacker will come into picture. Now who will check how much duplication of code is there? Because developer is writing the code. Okay, duplication of code. Okay, so much of duplication of code is there. Who will detect it? Okay, is your code in standards? Because proper standards are followed. Okay, standards, code standards are there. Yeah. Are you following a proper code standards? Is your okay? Is your Java outdated? Outdated version are you using? In that, how it will come to know are your methods and functions. What a developer write the method function is outdated. All these things were detected by your Sonar Cube. All the detects are detected by a Sonar Cube. Now developer has made a mistake. Now who will correct it? How to improve and what to improve? Both are given by your Sonar Cube. Sonar Cube will tell developer that Sonar will give you set of rules how to improve, what to improve, everything it will give you, and give you reports of your bugs and vulnerabilities. This report you have to give to Mantra, and then only Mintra will tell go and deploy my website. Otherwise, Mintra will not accept. Mintra will not accept if you don't give this errors, that these many errors are there, others known errors. Is it fine to deploy? All these things you have to give it. So this is the most important tool, one of the security tool which is added in your DevOps. One of the security tool which is added in your DevOps. Okay, security tool which is added in your DevOps. Okay, security tool which is added in your DevOps. Now code is written, website is website, so software is built. Okay, we launched the application, Sonar Cube also came. Now do you think this jar file war file is just built once? They don't build once, they build multiple times, and that they divide it, like first they build a login feature, then they build a logout feature. Part by part they build it, part by part these people will build it, right? Part by part these people will build it. Part by part these people will build it. Okay, part by part these people will build it. Now where will you store this war file? For that you require a JFrog artifactory. JFrog artifactory. Okay, JFrog artifactory is the tool which is required. Okay, JFrog artifactory is a tool which is required. This is to store all artifacts. Okay, all your .jar .war. Okay, jar is nothing but Java archive, and war is your web archive. Okay, mostly for websites we use web archive only. Okay, because it has a functionality of your web archive, right? Now so all these things, why you have to store in this JFrog? I can store in my Windows only, right? I have a good Windows and Linux machine where I have a drive and etc. Now, just before we saw there's a tracking issue, right? Just before we saw there's a tracking issue. There was a tracking issue, correct? If someone For example, tomorrow there's a big billion sale. There's a big billion sale. Okay, there's a big billion sale. Okay, next 2 days. Okay, next day is big billion sale. Okay, so we delivered that big billion sale. Page is up and running. Page is up and running. Okay, now what happened? After 2 days, we have to revert back to original website. 2 days there was a big billion sale. Page was a discount page, good, but we have to revert back the page. But someone deleted that war file. Someone deleted that war file of the original page. Now what will happen? Now what will happen? How will revert it? Company will go into loss, right? If you keep the discount forever. That means you require a proper storage. That means you require a proper tracking. Tracking of artifacts is required. Who uploaded, who deleted, all this tracking is required. Then second most important things. Now example, I don't have JFrog. I don't have JFrog. Now what is happening? I have just my Windows machine or your Linux machine, C drive to D drive. Now in the D drive is where my Amazon is running. D drive is where my Amazon website is hosted in one of the machine. In one of the machine, in my D drive, Amazon website is hosted. Imagine. From the C drive, if I want to copy a 10 GB file to D drive, how much time it will take? If I want to copy a file which is 10 GB from C drive to D drive, one green buffer will open here. 1 hour running, 45 minutes running, 45 minutes remaining. One green buffer will run. It's take a huge time. I don't have a time. Same imagine if there is an issue in a website. We have made a change in the website and suddenly there's an issue in the website. We have to roll back. You can't wait for 1 hour until the website has issue. Customers will not wait. Second, because if I am not able to order a product here, I'll go to Flipkart and search it. If I'm not getting in Mintra, I'll go and search in some other website. Simple, right? Today you go to a shop, you ask for shopkeeper, give me this product. If he says we don't have a product, please wait till evening. You'll within fraction of second you'll jump in other shop because that is a human psychology. And second thing is it's demanded. You have a demand for the product. So when you have a demand, you should not have all these problems. That means your upload speed, download speed should be fast. I can't wait for 1 hour to just to download that from some location of Windows and then deploy it. Okay, because downtime is not expected. So that is the reason your download and upload speed should be fast. Should be fast enough because that is expected. Okay, and most important thing. Now imagine that. Okay, TCS has built this one, right? Now Mintra is asking you, give me this war file, I want to test it. And you shared it over the network, some location, some server or somewhere you shared it. Someone hacked this Mintra one. What will happen? Someone hacked this Mintra. Mintra one, someone hacked it. Okay. Someone has hacked your Mintra. Now what you'll do? Someone has hacked your Mintra website. So what will happen here? How they will do a hacking? So basically, what you did, you gave this war file. What are the war file was there to your Mintra, but in between network, someone hacked it. What they'll do? They'll create mintra-festival.com. They'll create mintra-festival.com and they'll attach a different payment gateway, and you'll not even understand that Mintra. There's a fraud happened. You'll see that it's a festival sale, right? Mintra has opened one more festival, mintrafestival.com. You'll order the product. So what will happen? This, when you make a payment, that payment will go to the fraud account and you'll just get a acknowledgement, but you'll not get a product. Nor Mintra got the money, nor you got the product. So that is how the fraud happens. So this is your effort of your months of effort is put here. So this has to be secured. So proper security is required here. Proper security is required. Okay, proper security is required. That means you require a proper user management. Whenever you share, you can share your credentials of this JFrog machine, but not this artifact to anyone. Okay, so you require a security. You require a security. So all the tools like your Git is done, code was stored here, it was secured. Your software was built here. SonarQube, which is your scan tool, code quality tool, that is done here. JFrog, where we stored all the artifacts here, and Tomcat, where your application is launched. I'm saying application because if I give you this kind of IP address, will you remember? You'll not remember. But you remember google.com, mintra.com, facebook.com, amazon.com, that are called your domain names. How to create that domain, I'll tell you. How to create that domain, I'll tell you. Okay. Now developer got a relief here from your execution. He is just writing a code, putting it here. Now you should also get some relief. There is where the next tool is your most important tool, where you get flexibility in your work, where you get relaxation in your work, is your Jenkins. Jenkins is one of the automation tool. Jenkins is one of your automation tool. This automation tool, okay, this is one of the automation tool, or we call it as continuous integration tool. Continuous integration tool. So this continuous integration tool has a graphical user interface. These tools also have graphical. Now what you can do, you can manage all the tools from Jenkins. That means you can integrate and manage all your build management, okay, your user management, all your, okay, user management, build management, everything you can do it from here. So what you can do here is simply just go and attach your git to this one. Go and attach your github URL to this one. Okay, same way go and attach your maven to this one, and just click one click, it will go and get the code, it will do the build operation. Just one click from the UI. You're sitting here and working on all the tools. Okay, one time you have to learn it, one time you have to integrate it. Okay, your work will be simplified. Your work will be simplified. There is where we are learning automation. We are going to learn this automation, what I'm drawing now. This automation first you're going to learn manually, then I'm going to show how to integrate, and then how to make your work simplified, how to make your work simplified out of this, how to make your work simplified out of this with the help of automation. So first manual work will teach you, then we'll teach you how to automate this stuff, how to automate this work. So now your work is simplified. You're sitting in one place and managing all these tools, sitting in one place managing all the tools. Okay, there is where your git came into picture, sorry, your Jenkins came into picture, where you have flexibility. That's why people are moving, right? So you can manage all the work with single tool. Just sit here and do manage all the tools. Now all the tools are there, code is there, build is there, everything is done. Now what do you require from just to launch the website name? That is where your Azure comes into picture. That is where your Azure will come into picture. Okay, Azure is there, which will come into picture. Azure cloud. So it has multiple things here. Okay, I'll not put everything, but few things I'll put it here. It has multiple things. For example, your virtual machines. You require a virtual machines. You require a virtual machines now to launch your May, to work on the Maven. You require a virtual machine. To work on your Tomcat, you require a virtual machine. SonarQube requires a virtual machine. All these virtual machines are required. Now, second thing, what do you require? You require your VNets, virtual network. That means I want a set of IP addresses. Networking part will be doing it here. Virtual network. Then you have something called Azure DNS. Azure DNS. Okay, Azure DNS. DNS zones we got. Azure DNS zones. Okay, Azure DNS zones. Okay, this is where you create your website. The website name you created from here, you will be getting here, because when you create a website it should be registered on your name, right? So that website registration is done here. Okay, and then you attach this application URL to the website. That is where you get this kind of names: amazon.com, .in, .shop, .online. You get all these things from the here. You are going to create this. I am going to create a real-time website where you can access this website from any place, any world, any part of the world you can access. Okay, and we're going to make it live. That is what we're going to draw the architecture of that. That is what this architecture is. The same thing which you're going to implement it here. Okay, same architecture I'm going to implement it here. Same architecture I'm going to implement it here. Where it is here. This is what you're going to create your website. You're going to create your website here. How you going to create a website and subdomain? That is with your host Tiger GoDaddy. We're going to register. Azure DNS will come, then your load balancer. Okay, then your VNets. Okay, your auto scale sets, your virtual machines, all these things we're going to cover here. All these things we're going to cover here. Again, so your auto, Okay, virtual machine auto scale set. What is this? Now, what is the use of this? We'll again in depth we'll learn it this one. Now, simple, right? Today 1 lakh people joined in Amazon. 1 lakh people log in your Mintra. There's a sale day. Can you imagine how many people are going to log in your website? You can't even imagine how many people are going to log in. We don't know because Mintra is running on 1,000 machines. We don't know if we require 10,000 machines for the sale day or 20,000 machines. We don't know. So this auto scale set will automatically scale up and scale down the number of requirements. You have to set a criteria for this and it will scale down and scale up the number of machines automatically. That means the website and the load on the website is balanced by your auto scale set. Then you have load balancer. Then you have load balancer which will balance the request. Load balance is balancing the load. That means what the request is coming, it will assign it to your virtual machines. Okay, all this thing. Then you have your disk management. Okay, your disk management. Okay, disk management is there. How to do the disk management? Then you have something called storage. Okay, storage like your blob storage. Okay, your file storage. Okay, all these different storages are there. So we are going to put all these things. Okay, so space will not be available here to put. There are many more things to add. Now these are all your things. That means now I got my code, I got my software, I got my scanning, I did my storage. Okay, application is launched. Okay, we created the website URL. Now automation is there, all the things are there. Is this tools sufficient for me? Are these tools sufficient? Are these tools sufficient for me to uh, run the business? It is sufficient. I'm building my application, I'm doing the security, I'm storing it, I'm launching my application, I have infrastructure. Then what does it mean? It means that you have a flexibility to decide which tools you want to work. Same way company has a flexibility. If a company says I am enough working with these tools, these are the tools which are required for my product to build, my software to build, my website to build, then company will use only these tools. That means you have a flexibility. When you go for a company, you may get some set of tools. Some places you may get some different tools. So that flexibility you have. Okay, you have a flexibility to choose your career, how which all tools I want to work. Again in DevOps you can differentiate. Do I want to work in the basic level of tools, or do I want to get advanced level of tools? That's why I told you, as soon as you complete these 5 tools and little bit of Azure knowledge, you can start giving the interviews. That is a flexibility of your DevOps. That is a beautify of your DevOps. And what are we going to learn this course? Same thing is there in your company. It is not that like you're learning something here, you're applying something there. No, it is not like that. What are we going to learn? The look and feel is exactly same. What I'm going to learn here is the look and feel is exactly same in your company. That is where, because it's a standard open source tools, it is provided. JFrog is one company, Apache Tomcat is one company, SonarQube is one company, Jenkins is one company. Every these are different companies who provide these tools, and that are standard tools across the market. So what are the issues you'll get? Everything is available in the internet. That is a beautification of this tool. Okay, that's a beautification of this tool. Now, so we have learned your Git, Maven, SonarQube, JFrog. Now, why do we require this advanced tools like your Ansible? Why people are ring behind me Ansible? Why Ansible? Why Ansible? What is the need of Ansible? So Ansible is required. Take an example. Now you think this war file is deployed on one server? Amazon is running on one server. Myntra is running on one server. It is running on thousands of machines, hundreds and thousands of machines. Now if you want to put this war file in thousands of machines manually, how much time it will take? Imagine you have to log into machine, you have to install some software, and you have to use this one. So much of time, right? Take example of installing one software, Java software. You have to install machine, you have to log into machine, you have to download that software, extract the bundle, rename that bundle, and then you have to set up some files, and then you have to verify it. So 10-15 steps. Imagine if I say do it in 100 machines, how much time it will take? It's a tedious task. People will make human errors. some servers you may forget, some steps you may forget. Lot of challenges will come when you do it hundreds of. It's a frustrating job first of all. To overcome this challenge, he brought a tool called Ansible, which is again an automation tool, okay, or we call it as configuration management tool. Configuration management tool. Why it is called configuration? Take an example. I have a file which contains 1,000 lines. I say edit 50 lines. I say edit 50 lines. I have 1,000 lines of file where I say edit 50 lines. 50 lines, if I say to edit in 100 machines, how much time it will take? It's a huge time. It's a tedious task. You make a mistake, you make errors, which will break the system. To overcome this challenge, we brought an Ansible which will automate your installations, uninstallations, your upgrades, your rollbacks, okay, your complex config changes, which will be done by Ansible. Okay, Ansible is one powerful tool which can do all these things. And then again, what you do? Simple go and attach this tool. Go and attach tool to Jenkins and just sit down, click a button in Jenkins. Jenkins will go and connect to Ansible and deploy that 100 in the 100 machines. Okay, that is where the flexibility of Jenkins again. Okay, flexibility of Jenkins where you'll be doing it. Okay, this is all one time you do it. Every work will be done by Jenkins, all the works, because when you go a company, all these things are done. You just need to have a knowledge and you have to work on this Jenkins part. That's it. Okay, that is where your work is there. Now then why you require Docker Kubernetes? Why people are asking Docker Kubernetes? Why do we require this one? Okay, it's a trending one. You see your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, all people using Docker Kubernetes. Now imagine that. Okay, imagine that if I want, if Amazon is running today, basically Amazon requires 10,000 servers. There's a big billion sale. Amazon might require 20,000 servers, 50,000 servers, or 1 lakh servers. We don't know. It depends upon it. Depends upon the number of people login. So can Amazon afford 10,000 servers, 20,000 servers? Imagine your laptop. How much is the cost of the laptop? Laptop cost starts from 20K to some 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Imagine the real-time servers, how much the cost will be there. It is a huge servers, guys. 1,000 core CPU, 1,000 GB RAM, which is very costly. So main reason for coming with Docker Kubernetes is your reduce cost, reduce infrastructure cost. So reduce the infrastructure cost, they brought this Docker Kubernetes, okay, which will run your application. Okay, this Docker Kubernetes will run application in lightweight containers. These containers act as a virtual machine. Containers act as a virtual machine, lightweight containers. Okay, where you run application lightweight containers, and you can create in one machine. You can get hundreds of containers. That means your 100 applications running in single machine. 100 applications are running on single machine. So you are reducing the overall infrastructure cost. Okay, and second is zero downtime for application. If you want to, now you think that if Amazon is putting big billion sale, it will make your original website down for 1 hour. It doesn't go down. It, the fraction of second you refresh, the page will come to web discount page. You just refresh the page at 12 o'clock, exactly the festival page or whatever the page it will come, discount will page in fraction of second. How it is happening? Because of your Docker. Search which all companies are using Docker Kubernetes. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Hotstar, multiple companies, TCS, all these companies will be using, because cost matters a lot. Like cost matters a lot. Cost matters a lot for us. Okay, cost matters a lot for us. There is where Docker Kubernetes, which has a concept of containerization. That means lightweight applications. We can write lightweight applications, okay, to reduce the cost. Okay, now this is also you can attach it, because this requires a huge explanation. Now this also you can attach to Jenkins and click one button, it will go and deploy your application. Okay, now all these are done, DevOps tools. Now the last and the most important tool comes your Terraform. Comes your Terraform. Okay, why is this tool? Now I say go and create 100 machines here. How much time it will take? You have to keep clicking the buttons. Okay, different sizes. I'm saying not single means there is an option to select 100, it will create it. But I wear different configuration machines to create it for me on 100 machines. Or I say create me a load balancer or create me your Azure virtual network, it will take a huge time. So again for that you have a Terraform, which is a infrastructure automation, which will automate the infrastructure automation, which will do the infrastructure automation. Okay, within single shot it will do it. Hundreds of machines it will create in single fraction of seconds. It will create hundreds of machine fraction, it will delete it, create it. You want to change something, it will create everything. All the Azure operation you can automate, all the graphical user interface automations you can automate with Terraform. Again, what you can do, you can go and attach it to Jenkins. Click from Jenkins, it will do. Jenkins is just an orchestration tool. You attach all the tools, click here, buttons from here, it will go and connect all the machines and do your work. So your work is simplified now. Your work is simplified with your Jenkins. Though you will be learning everything, but all the work will be doing from the Jenkins at the end. It's a one-time configuration, guys. One-time configuration. Automation is important. Automation is important to learn. There is where these are your advanced tools. Okay, all these are advanced tools. Jenkins, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, advanced tools. It comes under advanced tools which you use it. Now you have a career path where you can choose. Should I go with advanced tools? Should I go with basic tools? Some company use mix of both. Companies use few companies use only basics. Few companies use only Jenkins. Few companies says only I want Azure requirement. So you have a different. That means there's a lot of opportunity. You're not stuck in one place, you get multiple places where you go, you get a chance to work on it. That is a benefit of your DevOps in Azure. And one thing beauty is what you going to learn here same is there in the company, because we are learning a standard tool. Company we use a standard, it's not a customized tool. Okay, that's something you learn here, there it is going to change. No, each and every command what you going to type here, it is there in the company, it is there in the internet. That is what the beauty of this tool, that is what is the beauty of this tool, right? Now, any questions, guys? Any doubts, any queries? Any questions, any doubts, any queries?
Um,
Okay. Yes,
how how we will get the practical session, Sagar?
that is what I'm saying. Daily, half an hour theory, half an hour practical. If you see the all the notes and everything, everywhere,
Yeah.
start with the introduction, then we'll start with the practicals as well. See, the commands are there, how to execute it, how to write the YAML files, all that things I'll do it. Half,
Yeah,
both are
you need
50-50.
the software to install our
No,
local machines.
your laptop doesn't require anything. Everything is on the browser. You just require a simple
Oh,
laptop, a browser. That's it.
oh,
Nothing else. You don't install any softwares on your machine.
oh,
You
okay,
can work on
okay,
a tab as well. If you have a tab with a stick, you can work on the tab as well.
okay.
You don't
The
require
same,
any
the
no
same will
installation of
be the
software.
same thing. Oh, the same thing will
Yes,
be in the industry also, right? You are saying?
yes. What do you mean by cloud?
Okay.
So cloud is a service provider
Yeah.
which says we will provide you the services over the internet. Services are provided over the
Mm-hmm.
internet which can be accessed via web browser. So you don't require any software in your machine. Everything can be done with the web browser only. In the company also you'll be doing the same thing. No
Okay,
software
okay,
installed
got
in
it.
the machine.
Okay. So we should get the credentials to log in and do the work, right?
Yes. I'll tell you that. First day we'll do that, how to create accounts. Everything is online. Everything is free online. We'll be learning in the free accounts only. All the things you're going
Okay.
to learn the free account. No money
Mm.
will be paid here and there. Everything is in the free accounts.
Okay,
All
okay.
are available in your browser. We'll be working all the sets of things in the browser only.
Yeah, thank you,
Sagar,
Sagar.
can you share us this document once?
Fine. Any questions? Any queries, guys? Any doubts?
Can you share us this document?
Yeah. Which document you want?
Currently, which
This
we are
one.
seeing, right? Yes, this one.
This is PPT, right? What will do with this PPT?
No, not
It's
this
just a
PPT.
PPT.
Not this one,
Hmm.
Sagar. The one which we
This
explained, the DevOps
one.
tools, right? DevOps tools, one by
Yeah.
one.
This
Yeah,
this
this one.
one. This is
This
diagram.
diagram. Yeah.
This is the diagram. Okay. We'll share you.
We
Don't
will
worry.
go through
So
it
how to
once.
open it?
We'll understand.
How you open it? No, no.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay. Yeah.
they'll give you a recording. Once
Yeah.
they share this file, right? What they do
Yeah.
is open draw.io.
Okay.
Opening, I'm saying how to open it. Once
Yeah.
you get this file, download it, open draw.io, go to your file, where the file is there, open existing file where you download it and click on it. It will not open when
Okay.
you double click. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
It will not open when you double click. Go to draw.io, search for draw.io, and then browse the file from your local machine and then open it. Double click
Okay.
will
Fine.
not open it. Fine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Thank you.
share it. After this, I'll share it. Fine? Any more
Okay.
questions,
Yeah,
Fine.
guys? Any more doubts?
yeah. If I have a question, if a company is also using AWS, how
Hmm.
much of this course, we can use this course, and if the organization is using AWS instead of Azure, or do we have to learn
See,
AWS separately?
no. So that is what I'm saying. If you learn Azure, if you learn completely Azure, AWS is similar to Azure. Only the look and feel is different. Look and feel is using the fields and everything. Now every machine has an IP address. Every machine has an IP address. Correct? Every machine will use your operating system. Is the operating system Red Hat is going to change? Is Ubuntu is going to change? The way you log into machine is going to change. It is not going to change. Only thing, Azure UI and AWS UI look will different, but the fields in which you create a machine, the process of creating a machine is same. So if you learn Azure, AWS, just you, once you refresh AWS, okay, just once you go through the videos of AWS, it is enough. You learn AWS, you don't need to spend time. Just like watching a video, just like watching a video is like any video, like you watch a video song, right? Same way you watch Azure video, it will come in your mind. So both are similar. That's why I'm saying if you learn one cloud, next cloud is very easy to learn. Within half a day or one day, you'll learn that cloud. Just 5 to 6 hours you spend time, you'll learn that cloud. That's it. So that's why I'm saying learn one cloud this year. Next year, put effort in learning one more cloud. That will give a weightage in your resume. That will give you a weightage in your resume. So it is very easy. Once one cloud you learn it completely, second cloud you easily understand what is this concepts of cloud. This is similar. Logic of same is similar. Only naming conventions are different. Here people call it as, here they are calling it as virtual machine. Amazon will call it EC2 instance. Here it is load balancer, there is a load balancer. Here they call it as DNS, there is a Route 53. Naming conventions are different. Process of creating is same. Naming conventions is separate, process of creating is same. Okay, because it's a vendor. Vendor has given their own names. Vendor has given their own names. That is only the difference. You learn one, second is easy to learn. Second is very easy to learn. Fine. Any more doubts? Any more questions? Okay. So fine. So last and the most 4 5 minutes of time, gain the complete skills, guys. It's anything. First, gain the complete skills. Start the career in a proper roadmap. Roadmap is important. Learn the basics. Roadmap is what? First, learn your Linux fundamentals. If you're a DevOps engineer, if a developer is there, you already have programming knowledge. But Linux fundamentals are very important. It's a programmer, it's a developer, it's a non-developer, it's anyone. Linux is very important. Operating system knowledge is important. Then start your slowly DevOps tools or start with cloud. Slowly you go with the application building, testing, deployment. All these tools will come into picture, and then the cloud. Or first learn the cloud. After Linux, start the cloud and then go with the DevOps. Anything is fine. Both are separate. Not both will not include anywhere. So first you learn the cloud and then DevOps, or first DevOps then cloud. Anything is fine. But learn it completely and then understand the market. What is the market? That's why I told you go and search how many salary, how many jobs, how many companies. Search in LinkedIn. Everywhere you research it so that you get a clarity about this course. And then looking at the market high demand, what is the demand for the market? Look out for it and know your salary. Most important thing. End of the day, you're not going to take the course, you're not going to take your company home. It is only the salary which you take home. So worry about the salary as well. Okay, see how much salary I'll get if I learn this course. Okay, how much I can expect for this or how much salary they give me. Explore everything, because end of the day salary what we take. Okay, this is the Indian average salary is 8 lakhs, not 6 lakhs. There's an older slide. 8 lakhs is now the Basic salary for a fresher they're giving. For a fresher only they're giving 8 lakhs. Imagine if you convert your resume into DevOps and move on to your DevOps, how much salary you will get. And there's a lot of openings for outside UK, Canada, your Dubai, okay, Singapore. Lot of opportunities are there because the data centers are located there, guys. Actual customer data centers are located there, so a lot of demand is for on-site. Okay, on-site lot of demand is there. India also you have demand, but on-site you will get a lot of. Dubai, if you go, 6 lakhs is a salary for a 6 to 8 years of experience. There's 6 lakhs Indian currency. I'm saying Indian currency without tax you'll get 6 lakhs. Okay, people are going through now certifications. Don't do the certifications if you just want to shift a job. Certifications will not clear your interviews. Certification is just a criteria to eligible for the interview. That's it, but not clearing the jobs. So that's why do the certification when you go inside a company. They will spend amount on you. Certification is done when you want to achieve a position in your same company. If you are in the same company, then you do the certification for achieve the position in that company, but not for the jobs. I don't recommend because it has expiry date, guys. After 2 years something will change. It is useless. You're spending thousands of amount just for writing that certification. That will not, no one will judge your knowledge based on certification. It's all the way you speak, the way you put yourself in front of them, the way you show your maturity in the interview. That is what. Okay. Now, and then you have Azure, where you have Azure administration, and then you have Azure engineer. Same way developer I want to do it, they can do the Azure development. So this is the level one, which you have question and answers, and second one, which is your practical. Okay, these are the two things which will have in this. Okay, which will have in this. Fine. Now, any more questions? Any more doubts? Anything you have? Any questions? Any doubts? Any queries? So at least 1%, I assume that you got at least 1% where your DevOps is used. DevOps is associated with the population. That means your technology, okay, which is running behind the websites and which are used by your population. That means population is using your technology. Okay, indirectly, every person is using DevOps and cloud. Okay, because they are using the websites. They're using the website, so every person is indirectly using it. That means imagine how many websites are there worldwide. You can't even count. You can't even count worldwide how many websites are there and how much population is using it. Every villager is using your YouTube, and every place people are using. Is a illiterate, is a literate, he's a child, he's a mid-age person, he's a college person, he's a senior citizen. Everywhere people are connected to social media online because everything is going digital nowadays. Your food is online, your electronics is online, your education is online. So imagine that how many websites are going to come in future more. It's a digital world now. It's a digital world, and DevOps is called a digital course. It is just not a course, it's a digital course. It's one of the digital course listed in the market called digital course. So put your effort. Now it's your time to put your effort in researching about this. Take a good decision. Start a beautiful journey where you reach your destination with a fruitful result. That is what you have to do it. Okay. That is what your part. My part is done. I gave you whatever I can give you. Still you have any queries, you can ask me. People will share you this recording and the diagram to you. Okay, you can go through it. Right. Any more doubts, any more questions regarding the timings, regarding the course fees? Okay, all these details institute will call you and they will give you the details. They'll put your message in WhatsApp. You'll get the recordings of this as well. Right. If you have, apart from this, you have any other question, you can ask me. Okay, open for question and a. Okay, question and answers. Any doubts, any questions? Hoping you at least got 1% out of it. Okay, not 100%, at least 1% where your DevOps is used in the real time. Any questions, any queries, any doubts?
Uh, where can we find all these materials? Is there any link
In the drive, we'll get
will be
all in
provided?
the drive. No, all in the drive will be get. They'll be sharing
Okay,
in the drive. You can get it from there. You can download it from there.
okay.
Fine. All this
Thank you.
videos
Thank
and
you very
everything
much.
will get it. You can download it from the drive. Okay. You'll get a download option. You can download it to your local. Fine. Whatever you learn here, whatever you see on the screen is given to you. Except this PPT, it is not useful for you. It doesn't have that content. Apart from that, what are you going to learn in day to day? Your notepads, your PDFs, your diagrams, okay, your videos, everything will be in the drive. You can fetch it from there by day to day. Every day we'll be uploading it. Daily you'll be getting your notes. Daily you'll be getting your videos. Any more doubts? Any more questions? Okay, I hope no questions. If no questions, then let's stop it here. If you have any questions, you can still reach me out. You can call to institute. They will arrange a separate call. If you have some other thing which you don't want to ask it here, you can feel free to call them. They can arrange a conference call. Okay. Anytime you can reach out to us. Okay. Feel free to reach out to us. Fine. Okay then. I hope. Fine. If any questions I have missed it, thank you for your wonderful feedback. Okay. Manisha, Satya, Harish, thank you so much. Duration of the courses and everything we'll explain you. It is duration of the course is 2.5, minimum 2.5 months, because I'll go slow. I don't need to run, because it's a new thing. When you're learning, learn it slowly, don't hurry up. Okay. So any more questions I missed? Does it cover in and out of DevOps? Exactly, in and out of DevOps, everything I'll cover it. You can go through the syllabus. If you feel something is not there in the syllabus, come back, we'll add it for you. No issues with that. Mm, course timing, everything will give it. You have this in the chat. There's a number. You can get that number and you can reach out to them in case you want it. Fine. Before I close the session, you can take that number and reach out to it. Okay then, guys. I hope we are done. Okay. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Thank you. See you on the journey
Thank
of
you very
DevOps.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
It's a very good
Thank you.
Thank you,
conversation.
Sagar.
Nice session.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.